Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Please remember to hit the like button if you've come into the room. Please also remember to comment on this video if you're the person who's waiting for the karma to get repaid or if you're the other person who's waiting for them to come back. Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Try to win yourself a free mini read. Remember, you must be a subscriber in order to win. Okay, Fadia, I'll take it. I believe it. That's good. I'm right with you. I get it. All right, Barbie. Yeah, free mini read. Somebody's going to get chosen who's left a comment, who is a subscriber, on whether or not they want both, or they just want somebody to get their karma, or they just want them to come back. Thank you, Fadia. Yes, finally, yes. And then after, you would think with the tornado and everything that the power would have stayed out with that. But no, the next day when everything was calm and the sky looked beautiful, that's when the power went out, and the day after. Okay, Adele. All right. Hey, Tina. All right. All right. Exactly her. I get it. All right. Let's see. So I still have a couple of you who have not hit the like button. Now, listen, to qualify for the free mini, you got to have it all. You got to have the like button. You got to be a subscriber, and you need to comment down below. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Mini reads usually cost $88. Regular readings are $200. I do have a special right now, but no readings on the weekends. Exactly, Barbie. Oh, wow, Fadia. Wow. Okay. Happy birthday, Lindsay. All right, I'm looking back. I'm looking back. Transformation Queen, hello. Teresa, hello. Teresa. Definitely Virgo, Vicky. True, true, true. Changes. Definitely in the air, Jordan. Absolutely. Change for the better at that. All right. Thank you, Tracy H. Hello. Thank you, Sharon. Love from Dublin. Thank you. Yeah, Sherry, I get it. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Tina Cobb. Gotcha. Gloria, hello. Good morning. Okay. Hello, Shelley. Let's see. Kelly, Juliet, Claudia, Sherry Brooks. Hello. All right. And Jordan, good morning to you. Adela, good morning. Ashley, good morning. Irene, good morning. Anu H, good morning. I'm glad you caught me live too. All right. I hope I got everybody, Barbie. Hello, everybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, please don't take it offensive. I'm trying to catch everybody. Renata, hello. No, not yet, Renata. We still need donations. We're still trying to get donations for my daughter. Any amount will help. Please send it through my PayPal if you can. Seriously, we only have till Monday to have the money in. Thank you, Lisa. I told her sell that purse. She said, "Are you crazy?" No way. All right, give me 1 second. Excuse me, buttons. Excuse me, buttons. Move, move, move. Thank you. Okay. All right, let's get started. Hey, GS daughter, hello. Thank you, Renata. Seriously, I'm nervous as a cat about the whole thing. Nervous as a cat. And Thomas will be going away on deployment. So she'll be all by herself and having to stay in her car. I can't have that. Hello from West Virginia. Hi, Char. All right. Let's find out what's going on here, Aries. Let's find out. I knew for sure I had to do the Aries. I knew. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you. I don't care if you send $20. That'll help. Anything will help, please. Oh, good, Barbie. That's great. All right. Hello from Florida, Angel Wings. Hi. All right. Okay. So, Aries, let's get started with what's going on here. Let's find out what it's all about. So, for those of you who've come into the room, please hit the like button if you have not already. So, Aries, the first thing that comes up is that now remind you, what I say can either be about you, because this is a general, I'll do it as personable as I can, but it is about, thank you so much. It is about whatever's going on around you or your partner. Only you will be able to know who that's referring to, because again, it's not a personal reading. There's so many different energies coming through that there's no way I could pick out it's you. There's no way. So listen carefully, and please remember to hit the like button if you've come in the room. Comment down below. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. In order for you guys to have a chance to win a free mini read with me at the value of $88 for free, all you have to do is be a subscriber, hit the like button, and comment down below. Comment whether you want them to get their karma, whether you want them to come back, or both. All right. So the first card that comes up is, in fact, the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is going to talk about sometimes a third-party situation. Now, listen, I don't read, if you're new to my channel, I don't read like other tarot readers. I don't read the cards as the books tell you to read them. I read through my psychic abilities and try to get the intuitiveness to come through for you. So the message here that comes in is, majority of you, we're dealing with a third-party situation. Majority of you had no control, were not able to stop it, and for some of you, weren't even aware that it was going on. Now, for some of you, there was an inclination, there was an idea, there were certain signs or red flags that you were very much aware of, but at the same time, some of you just chose to turn the other cheek. Some of you were not willing to let the person go. You were willing to deal with the bullshit that was going on. So for some of you, this Three of Cups, in fact, is about friends and having support. It is also about maybe doing some celebrating with other people for their birthdays, for different anniversaries, for different family members. A couple of you may have gone to a wedding or been invited to a wedding. There's a lot going on here. In this room, there's a lot going on here. Remember also, if you just came in, please hit the like button. The next card that comes up for you guys is a boat. So the boat comes from the Island Wellness card. These cards are pretty accurate and pretty detailed about what we're looking at. So with the boat card comes up and it talks about receiving what you need right now. So I guess right now at this moment, if you're in this room, if you're an Aries, sun, moon, and rising, or you have something to do with an Aries, you could be cross-watching for Aries. That's fine too, because you're going to receive what you need. Also, something is soon to be arriving or coming up. There is something either scheduled or something planned. For some of you, you may have moved on or thought that you had moved on. If you've come to this video, then you have not moved on yet. I don't care what you say. If you came to this video because you're still wanting to know what's happening or what happened, you still have not totally moved on yet. No argument about it. The next message that comes through is about, for some of you, wanting that closure, needing that closure. For some of you, it's like, I'm at least owed an explanation here. I'm at least entitled to understand why you felt the need to be able to cross me the way you did, the way to be able to deceive me the way you did, or I'm entitled to also get an apology, is where you're at. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. The next Island Wellness card talks about a healing heart. So first you had the boat, and then you had the healing heart. So when we talk about the healing heart, this is you beginning to recover from the heartbreak, even though, yes, it still bothers you. Yes, it still hurts, but it has not debilitated you. You're still able to go to work. You're still able to talk to your friends. You're still able to talk to family. You're still be able to get involved in certain things. Yes, is it difficult? Yes. Sometimes you're having to push yourself harder than you ever had to before. For some of you, this is freedom now for you from a toxic relationship, a toxic situation. For some of you, this also could be all about, Aries, an addiction that you're finally setting yourself free from. Something that's been following you for quite some time. Something that you were never able to break that hold that it had on you. For some of you, this also has to do with finally taking that moment to be still in your mind. Taking that moment of finally having everything just quiet. Nobody around. You finally got time to yourself. You finally were able to just sit and think about things. Yes, you were able to shed some tears. Yes, you were able to get some clarity. But at the same time, you're still trying to heal that wound. You're still trying to heal that cut. Thank you, Tina. Thank you. For some of you, you have to see that you're deserving of being happy. This person, unfortunately, didn't follow through on what they were bringing to the table for you. This person wasn't sure how to go about things in a certain mannerism or a certain way. For some of you, this person was quite confused from the beginning, not sure whether they wanted to get into a commitment and a relationship or if they just wanted to spend time with you and leave it as that. A lot of you feel that you were misled, misguided, misinformed. A lot of you listened to the words that were spoken to you from this person, and you took it as meaning this. Very clearly, you thought they meant this. Their actions made you believe that they weren't going anywhere, that this was going to work out, that it was going to be long-term, that it was going to be a commitment, that possibly marriage was coming. For some of you, there may or may not have been a pregnancy involved or a child involved. Thank you, Chrissy Bean. But for some of you, even if there was no child, there was the birth of something, and the birth of this relationship, the birth of these feelings and emotions, the things that they allowed you to express to them, and they even, majority of your people, responded back to you in the same mannerism. If you said, I love you, they said, I love you. You took that seriously. You took that very deep. It was not just supposed to be like a hello and goodbye to a stranger. Not that simple. The next card comes up is the Runner. With the Runner card talks about codependency. A lot of you really relied on this person, or told you could switch it, or they relied on you. But either way, this codependent relationship, this person may have had fear of intimacy. This person may have been listening to their ego. This person may have not been very humble. This person may have thought that the world revolved around them and everything that they wanted. This person definitely did not take your interest or the amount that you gave into consideration. This person only saw it the way they wanted to see it. The next card that comes up talks about the Ace of Cups. Because there was such an attraction between you and this other partner, because the chemistry was super strong, because the intimacy was very deep, because of the fact that the abundance that was around this whole situation, everything seemed to be in the upright position, like this glass in the upright position. The cup was even full, meaning that the love was there, the attention was there, the desire was there. Not much was really missing From this relationship, Aries, not much was really missing. But I will say, time was what the problem was. Your next card is clock. Clock talks about timing. God's timing. Our timing is never the right timing. No matter what we do, no matter what angle we try to do it in, no matter what stunts, what ideas, what magic, what spells, what anything you try to do, if the timing isn't right, it won't work. See, the universe has the perfect timing. God has the perfect timing and the perfect plan for you. If this was meant to be, it would be. If this was meant to be completely over and done, you wouldn't be here right now and you wouldn't be watching this. You also wouldn't be caring about the other person. It would have, everything would be done. God would have took your feelings away from it, your emotions away from it, your desires away from it, and he would have just filled you with something else. You're not in the wrong place. You're not in a mistake. You're not a mistake. It wasn't that it didn't work or couldn't work. It was that the timing. Everything was about the timing. We have a new timing coming up. There's going to be talk. Your next card is talking. There's going to be talk. There's going to be conversing. There's more awaited messages for you at this present time. Something arrives. Someone may text. Someone may call. Somebody may communicate on social media to you. Somebody is definitely going to be hovering over you, watching you, wanting to find out where you're at, what you're doing, if you're with anybody, and trying to make a plan on when they can come towards you to create some action here. The next card talks about the Six of Swords, which always talks about recovery from hard times, right? That's the general meaning for the Six of Swords. It talks about recovery from hard times, starting over. That's where you're at right now. Right now, you have already begun to recover, replenish, rebuild, re-strengthen yourself. For some of you, the lessons that were learned through this whole entire situation from start to the finish was extremely painful, difficult, challenging, hard. But at the same time, when you can look at it from the outside in, you can see how much you've grown through this. You can see how much you've started to weigh different options in your mind. You can also see how you tried to have some accountability yourself for why something kept happening or why you kept allowing something to keep happening. See, people can't come in your life and keep hurting you if you don't let them in. People can't keep disrespecting you if you don't let them. People can't keep cheating on you if you stay with them. So if you break away and go your own way, they can't hurt you anymore. They can't lie to you anymore. They can't cheat on you anymore. And they can't make you second best because now you're choosing not to have them at all. So you don't have to worry about being second with that. But at the same time, a lot of you during this recovery have realized is what changes you need to make in order for something to get better, in order for things to progress forward. A lot of you trying to implement these different behaviors, characteristics, ideas, thought things, the thought process that you have going on. A lot of you have come up with a different plan, a new structure, a new foundation, a new way of approaching. Because a lot of you learned that doing the same thing over and over gets you the same results, which is the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So we don't want to do that because that won't happen. That'll never happen. But if nothing changes, then nothing changes, right? So if you don't react or respond to certain things that they do, eventually they'll stop doing them because they're not getting the attention from you. Even if it's negative attention, they're not getting attention from you, so they won't do it anymore. If you can find yourself to get within your vortex, like Abraham Hicks always says, to get balance in your own vortex, to realize the only person who can make you happy in your life is you, you're going to be good. Nobody else is responsible for your happiness but you. And if you can't find it in the person that you're with that makes you happy, then maybe you don't belong there. Yeah, some of you are going to have to take a second look at this situation If you are happier when they're not around, although you may be lonely, although you may be sad, but if you're happier when they're not around, because when they are around, all you're doing is worrying, getting upset, feeling stressed, not sleeping, overeating because you're feeding emotions instead, then you got to take a look at the whole situation. You got to weigh out the pros and cons of this. Now, the next card that comes up is Seduction. Aries, with the Seduction card, there is and was definitely before an attraction. There was flirting. There was dating. There was hooking up for some of you. For some of you, it was a lot of temptation. But then, for some of you, unfortunately, the seduction also falls with, were you the third party? Were they already with somebody? And that flirting, that innocent flirting, maybe you were coworkers, that innocent flirting turned into an offer, an opportunity. The temptation got stronger. It was like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, why don't we do this? Well, why don't we do that? Next thing you know, that innocent joking around turned into flirting, which turned into cheating, which turned into third party, which turned into, oh, we never meant for this to happen. Are you kidding me? You never meant for it to happen. So talking and being unprofessional in the first place was your first mistake. Going a little too far with the flirts turned out to be your second mistake. Getting the other person or yourself to make an offer was your third mistake. Going through with that whole thing and maybe even sleeping with the other person was the icing on the cake, was the straw that broke the camel's back, was the reason all the bullshit began. For a lot of you, this was a work-related situation, either with their work or your work. For some of you, you have to understand that what goes on in the dark will sooner or later come out in the light. It may not be today, it may not be next month, but I promise you eventually, somebody's going to just have a conversation and just going to talk, and you're going to hear it, and you're going to be like, what? You mean, well, how could they have been with that person? Or how could that have happened when they were with me? I don't understand. Truth will come out. It will come out unexpectedly in the strangest places. Trust me when I tell you. Your next card coming up, okay, is the Hermit card. So for a lot of you, your spiritual side, the side that has your wisdom, the side that has the extra knowledge, the side that has your intuitive third eye, that part of you, that introspection that goes on, that solitude that you found, something spiritual is going to be illuminated, meaning an idea, an answer. For some of you, it's going to be exactly the answer you've been looking for to find out why something happened. A lot of us, for some reason, can't walk away from something without knowing why. Why did you do that? Why did you look at them? Why did you speak to them? Why did you flirt with them? Why did you go out with them? Why did you call them? Why do you have their number? Why did you text them? Why this? Why that? We ask a lot of whys, right? Because for us, it doesn't make sense. Can't play on both sides of the fence. You can't be in a strong commitment and feel like it's okay to still entertain somebody else or have lustful eyes for somebody else. That's not okay. That means you're not ready to be in a commitment. For some of you, you're dealing with somebody who's very immature, very young, somebody who's still inexperienced, somebody who hasn't had the opportunity to be with a lot of people or many people. And for some of you, you're dealing with somebody who's kind of like the emperor, who is very mature, who may be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, somebody who may be structured, have a good job, have a pension, have this, have that, but it doesn't mean that mentally they're still making good choices or decisions. A lot of the people that you're dealing with here shows with this King of Swords. And maybe you being the King of Swords, maybe to cut somebody out, making you taking the authority, you taking the challenge of being in control of this, you deciding who stays, who goes, you deciding who hurts you, who don't. Or your King of Swords, that other person, they may not feel as if they owe you something. They may feel that, well, we're not married. I don't have to be committed to you. I can do what I want. I heard that a million times. I can do what I want. Okay. So if they can do what they want, why are they still in a relationship and calling it a commitment with you? See, it's not about a we or me anymore. It's not about a me or an I. It is about a we. When there's a commitment, it's a we. I'm going to do what's best for us. Not I'm going to do what's best for me. I want to do what's best for us. I'm going to do what's best for our relationship. I'm going to do what's best for our growth. I'm going to do what I need to do so that we can get to the point of marriage, so that we can work together, so we can be in a union, so we can be one under God's eyes, right? But some of their actions aren't showing that that's where they're trying to go. Doesn't make you can't. It's like being a diabetic and still having sugar. It's like peanut butter without the jelly. You just can't. You can't do it. Doesn't work. It won't work. Although somebody feels that they're getting away with something, they're going to lose in the end. Trust me and believe me. Might feel like it for a while, like, oh, I got this, I'm good. They don't know about it. Is that how your partner felt? That you didn't know about it? So they could keep doing it until they got caught? For some of you, some of your partners wanted to get caught because they wanted that attention. They wanted you to know. They want you to think that they're so wonderful, so great, that so many people want them to make you feel insecure. That's how they control you. But the truth is, they didn't really want that other person anyway. They just used them like they used anybody else. They just used them. They used them to make themselves feel better, make themselves feel like they still got it. They still can do it. But in the end, they lose it all. They lose everything. Now you have Camera here. Camera comes up and talks about reminiscing about things from the past, reminiscing about things that they said, reminiscing about maybe places you went, pictures you took, notes that they wrote you, text messages that they wrote you, selfies that you took, whatever. It talks about a perception to learn from the past mistakes as well. So when we talk about Camera, yeah, you're going to focus on things that you've done together, things they said, things they showed you, places you went, things you've done. But at the same time, why you're making memories or why you've made memories, there's also other memories to look at as well. You got the pros and the cons here. And you can also look at the things that happened throughout this relationship, throughout the situation, that taught you lessons, that helped you to grow, that helped you to understand things in a different perspective. Your next card comes up with the Chariot card. So some of you are being told to take action now. Some of you can be aware that somebody is going to take action now and reach out to you. Somebody may want to try and come toward you. You may notice changes coming within the next week. Somebody, though, still may have a lot of confidence around them. They could be a little cocky. They could be a little arrogant. They could be a little bit all about themselves for a minute until they see your face, until they see the sadness in your eyes, until they see the disappointment that they've caused. Then, believe it or not, there is a heart underneath of all that hard exterior, underneath that emperor material. There is somebody who is genuine under there, somebody who knows what they did, and they know, for some of them, they know they did it on purpose. For some of them, they know that they didn't give a shit and they just thought about themselves. For some of them, they feel like it wasn't their fault. They're still not taking accountability, that they're the ones who flirted with that coworker. They're the ones who took a step where they shouldn't have. They disrespected you the minute they started flirting with somebody else. That was the first sign of disrespect. And that's sometimes enough. That's enough to call it quits, to be done. Because they chose to. You understand? They weren't forced to. They chose to. Your next card that comes up talks about having faith. There is still hope. And there is an opportunity that is awaiting for majority of you on here. Majority of you on here, or you wouldn't be here right now to watch this. There's a reason that you're here. It's not by an accident. It's not just because you saw somebody live. It's because you chose to come in. I'm sure you can scroll past a lot of different videos and you're like, no. Yeah, maybe this one. So you're here. And you're here to find out that there is still hope. So if you're just coming in, please remember to hit the like button once again if you've come in. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already. The only way to be able to win a free mini read with me, to find out more about your situation, is to comment below, be a subscriber, and hit the like button. If you do all three, you will be counted in to find out who is the winner. So for a lot of you with this star card, you're here to find out about, there is still hope. There is faith in the situation. There is an opportunity that is waiting. Remember that we talked about in the very beginning, we were talking about what is most important, time. For a lot of you, it's been a lot of time. For a lot of you, it's been 6 months to a year or more. For a lot of you, it might have only been a couple weeks or a couple months at this point. But a lot of you have to realize if the timing wasn't there, like I said before, then no matter how good you were, no matter how good they were, no matter how much you tried, even if you came together, it wouldn't work. Timing has to be there. Everything needs to line up just like the stars do. Just like certain things in the universe has to line up in order for a tornado to come, a hurricane to come, a rainstorm to come, snow to come. Certain things have to line up. It's the same thing because energy is energy. The next card that comes up is the Temperance card. The Temperance card talks about earth and water balance as well, harmony. It also talks about being the peacemaker, somebody coming around you. Maybe there is an angel around you or somebody who's going to come in and bring the two of you together. Maybe there's a common element between the two of you that you're going to be able to balance on or come to agreement with. For some of you, it might be children with that partner. So you both have children and you're going to find a way to use that as a common element to bring things back to where they should be. For some of you, there may not be children. This just may be a balance that's coming in. Maybe you have mutual friends. Maybe you're close to their family still. Maybe you're still talking to their mother. Maybe you're still talking to their sister or brother. Whichever way this is meant to happen, it is coming through that. The energy is going to be built on something that you two always did together, or people that were always around you or involved in your relationship. Something's coming up. Get ready. Next, I have soulmates. All right, Aries, we have soulmates. So, Aries, for some of you, there may have been one other person before this particular relationship that you thought was your soulmate that didn't work out at all, that really kind of smacked you in your face and gave you a long time being single before you met this next person. So there are more than one soulmate that we can have in our lifetime. There's not just one. There's not just one twin flame. There's not just one soulmate. There are many mates out there that can come into alignment with you. Again, as long as the timing is right, depending on where the planets are at a certain time and which house they're in, you can get along with almost any single sign or any single person. Then it comes down to a matter of being attracted, having that chemistry. But literally, every single person can be an attraction to you if you have that mindset, if the things are lined up the way they should be. This soul connection that you're dealing with right now with this current soulmate, this partnership, this agreement that you had, it's kind of like a soul contract, right? So for a lot of you, it's like when you look at a tree branch and it branched off, your relationship branched off to a couple different directions. Maybe that was work related. Maybe that was family related. Maybe that was health related. But either way, you kind of both went into different directions a little bit. The interest wasn't right there. The communication wasn't that good or that often, or it wasn't often enough. For some of you, you didn't spend enough time on the downtime to hang out together, to talk about things, to even get through the rough spots, to bring tough topics up that were hard to talk about. Sometimes they brought arguments. Take a break and you come back at it again. A lot of you were dealing with the yin and yang, looking for that zen, looking for that balance. A lot of you definitely feel like this is, in fact, your twin flame. Not understanding why something didn't work out as well as it should have, as well as it was expected to, because some of you had that surprise attack, because some of you had that person come through that wasn't exactly who it should be, or they shouldn't have come through because they interrupted your relationship and created that third party, which comes up to the obstacles. So when we look at ascending, for some of you, you had obstacles, roadblocks, barriers, third parties coming in and interrupting, disrupting the whole situation. But now you're at the point where you're preparing for this union, this new phase that's coming, and it's coming. Aries, if you didn't watch this video, play it back, Trust me when I tell you, if you don't get any other words, get these words, that things are changing in a more positive way. Closure is coming for some of you. Regrouping, redoing, renewal. For some of you, it's reinvestigate. For some of you, paybacks are a bitch. For some of you, missing each other the same way is exactly what I'm seeing. For a lot of you, your partners may not be dealing with hurt right now. They may not today. They're not dealing with the hurt, or they're not expressing that, or they're not talking about it, or they're not admitting that they're hurting. Some of your partners are kind of stubborn still right now with their ego in front of them, saying that, you know what, I'm cool. That's what she wants to do. I'm cool. If that's what he wants to do, I'm cool. No, you're not. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop hiding your emotions. Here, those of you who wanted the karma, okay? So the karma is coming in a couple of different ways. Karma is coming in as far as, yeah, there was turmoil. Yeah, there were certain triggers that made somebody want to just run, leave. Somebody got kind of scared that things were getting so serious. Some of you, it's not that they didn't love you. They just couldn't deal with things progressing as fast as they were. They weren't ready for it. For some of you, this person was so used to being by themselves, male or female. They were so used to being by themselves that it was very difficult for them to get to the we and the us. It was always me, me, me. What I. So for a lot of you, it was easier for them to let go than it was to stay and allow you to bring their feelings out that they didn't want to face themselves. For some of you, your partners were so scared. Fear was the biggest reason that they walked away. Fear that they would fall in love with you. Fear that you would get married. Fear that they would have responsibility of raising a family and having children and a house and all the whole thing. A lot of people get scared to death of that. They get cold feet. Even on their wedding day, a lot of people second think, oh, should I be doing this? Am I making a wrong mistake? Should I? A lot of people get scared because you're making a big change. You're making a big commitment. Some of you, it's because you were agreeing in the eyes of God. For some of you, it's because you're taking on a responsibility now that you're saying that, okay, it's not just about me anymore. I have to make sure they're good. And then the kids are going to be good. And everybody's going to be good. Then I'm going to have a mother-in-law and a father-in-law to worry about too. So you're widening everything up. The abilities are there, but the fear of the responsibility is greater than what they believe that they can do. Some of this is also about somebody not believing that their self-worth is there, that this is really good for them. Some people sabotage themselves and don't want to be happy because they're scared. It's easier to just keep walking away. That way we don't get hurt. If I just walk away from you and don't let you leave me, then I'm protecting myself. You're not going to hurt me again. But the truth is, when that happens, either way, you both lose. And you both will be hurt. And you'll both miss each other. And you'll both wish it wasn't that way. So be careful. The last card that comes up for you guys, and we're into almost 45 minutes. I didn't mean to go this far, so my apologies. But is the Five of Swords. Be careful, like I just was talking about, the self-destruction. Be careful. Don't self-sabotage the situation. Don't feel like you weren't worth it. Don't feel like you weren't good enough. Don't feel like you're not important to them. Don't allow somebody to make you feel less than. Let them understand that your strength or that your weakness has become your strength. Better yet, your weakness has become your strength. Your biggest fear has now become what leads you and drives you to do things and not give up, to push forward. Aries, coming up in this month of September, we're only here on the 4th of September right now today. Today is September 4th. By September 14th, you should have had communication. You should have had some kind of connection. For some of you, it will be already a reconnection. For some of you, over this holiday weekend, you may run into this person. There might be communication and talking. For some of you, you might still be dealing with somebody who's kind of like keeping back, acting cool, acting like they're not going to put their heart on their sleeve. But don't let that fool you, because they have emotions that just not choosing to show you. Some people are really good at coming up without expression or emotions, or allowing you to see that they miss you and love you. Some people can come up and still be very bold and very strong and make you feel like they didn't want you or they don't want to be with you. But the truth is, they think of you, they miss you, they remember, they didn't forget, but they're just not saying all that. But trust and believe, if they were with you, you were with them for more than a couple months, I guarantee you, I promise you, they didn't forget. Oh, they can get occupied with other things and other people. They can go lay down with the next one just as fast. But there's still going to be a moment, or there's going to be a song, or there's going to be something that strikes that thought of you back in them. And then they're back where they were. So they either go and try to be with somebody else or sleep with somebody else to keep their mind from feeling that way, or they give in and they come back to you and they try to make it work. So exactly, Leo, like I said, it could be for a year or more even. But you know what? It ain't over. Aries, it's not over. So please comment now and then comment later when the person comes back. When you start communicating, when you start talking, come back to this video and say, you know what? It was this much time after your video that this person started talking to me, that we started fixing things, that we started going back again. So let me know. Let me know in the comments below. And I'll also be doing a video to let you know who is the winner of the person who subscribed, hit the like button, and made a comment down below. If you did all three of those things, you have a very good chance of winning a free mini read to find out what exactly is happening and what's going to be the outcome. So with that being said, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this, Aries, and I know there's more to come. So thank you, Aries. And Aries, you got the most votes last time on my monthlies for September. You got the most hits for Aries. So that's why I had Aries get another message and another reading today. So keep it going. Keep showing me how much love you got for Aries, and I'll keep giving you more information about Aries. So with that being said, I'll see you guys soon. Leslie, we have your stones to do, and we do have some sticks ordered by a few different people that we're going to get to next as well. So stay tuned. Today will be a busy day, but Leslie will get your stones done, and we'll get the sticks done for those of you who purchased sticks already. And anybody who's donating for my daughter, please write donation, daughter, on my PayPal so I know what it's for. Please write donation and for your daughter on my PayPal. Greatly appreciate that, guys. We're hitting the time limit on that. I only got until tomorrow to get everything taken care of. Please, 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 anything would help. See you guys soon.